Hey there, welcome to our first episode of Healing While Building. I'm LaShana West, your host, and we are here at Pop Up and Create. If you're not familiar with the beautiful content space, it's located in Atlanta, Georgia, Marietta to be exact, and it is a multi-purpose content creation studio where you are able to literally come, create, connect, host events, record your podcast, go live, and do all of the things. And today what I want to do is really share with you guys why I created the platform Healing While Building. And make sure you follow us on all things social, Healing While Building. So this is the thing. I am literally healing while building. And I realized that's what we're all doing, right? Like, I have a mental health background. Now I'm a millionaire mindset coach and business therapist. And just because I specialize in these things does not mean that I am exempt. And what I realized while working with my clients, whether they're coming to me for mindset support, life coaching, or even business support, every single person, 100% of the people I serve, have something that they're continuing to work through, whether it's unresolved trauma. Him 500 used the word healing hurdle, which I freaking love. Or even just getting over some dysfunctional relationship stuff, right? But they are still building. They are still healing. They are still in pursuit of serving and doing all the things that they need to do to be their best selves. So on the Healing While Building series, you're literally going to be able to tap in to thought-provoking conversations, not just about business, not just about life, but ultimately how to do the inner work, how to do that stuff that feels uncomfortable, but we know that it has to be done, right? So to kick us off today, if you guys are not familiar with Psychology Today, make sure you follow them on Instagram and all social. And if you need a therapist, psychologytoday.com literally has some of the top therapists in the world on their platform, and all you have to do is filter for the things that you need support in. For example, let's say that you're struggling with your kids' behavior problems and you need a family therapist, but you want to make sure that they are African American, maybe a male, and they specialize in trauma. You can literally click the different things and find the ones who are located in your area. And if you're open to virtual or remote, they have those opportunities as well. But the reason why I'm bringing this up today, and mind you, let me just tell y'all, we're going to have so many different resources on the Healing While Building series because I believe that knowledge is power, and sometimes we can get in our own way. So if I say, oh, I'm good, I don't need to heal, but I'm continuously bringing up old trauma, compartmentalizing negative things that has happened for me and not to me in my life. And it's being projected even sometimes in my parenting, as an entrepreneur, in my relationship. Come here. Sis, brother, it's time for you to activate your healing journey. So the first thing that I wanted to really share about this one is called Psychology Today, Intuition, When to Trust Your Sixth Sense About Danger, Romance, Health, and More. I'm not even going to talk about the title of this series of the edition. The thing that I wanted to do was share a little bit about what the editor-in-chief wrote on the front page for the editor's note. Like, y'all, I haven't even gotten to the rest of the magazine. The title is The Shrinking Zone of Conversation. Y'all, I was like, oh, sis, this is what we doing. Mind you, if you want to look her up, her name is Kaja Perina. I hope I pronounced that right. And you can find her on Twitter at KAJAPERINA. And she is editor-in-chief. So I hope you got a piece of paper and a pen for this, okay? Because you guys know I specialize in the no shrinking zone, making sure that we're walking full in our power, being confident, being courageous, right? Couple things that she mentioned. Fear of judgment stops many people from sharing their beliefs. That's the first sentence. So let's unpack that, right? So we're taught to freedom of speech, say what you feel, But a lot of people are still afraid and in fear of sharing their beliefs because they don't want to be judged. You don't want to be judged. That's the reason why most people are not even showing up on social media, being their full authentic selves, because they think if I show up and I curse, if I show up and I talk about God, if I show up and I really share how I feel about XYZ, how are they going to look at me? Will they still buy my services? Let me tell you something. The reason why you are not making the sales, you have not started your business, and you are still uncomfortable with showing up is because, number one, you're not showing up. And when you do, you're not showing up as your full, authentic self. And so the zone of shrinking, fear of judgment, stops many people from sharing their beliefs. Some don't want to admit that they maintain a personal opinion built on experiences that can be chalked up into intuition. To break that down, all that means is some people will not admit that they have so much that they want to say and how they feel, but they're not sharing it. And most times we start to blame, we start to assume, and we start to shrink. Drop me a 1 in the comments if this is making sense. She continues to say, they think that others won't understand. And when I hear that, it makes me feel, I relate to it, but I also feel sad because that lack of trust is not just in communicating and conversations. That lack of trust is happening in relationships, it's happening in corporate, it's happening in as a business relationship. It's not like we act one way over here and act another way over there, right? So I want us to work on trusting ourselves, to use our voice so we can literally be freed from the mindset blocks and the hostage mentality that we've put on ourselves. Because to be honest with you, here's the deal. How do you know that the other party or the other person doesn't understand if you don't give them a chance? How do you know that that conversation is not going to help break through to another conversation and lead to so many avenues of success and breakthrough in relationship building? You don't know. And so what I want for you to take away right now, be yourself and you will not be punished. You're going to be punished when you're not yourself, because every night that you lay down, you will continue to be in your head, overanalyzing, overthinking, and hoping and wishing that you were standing full in your power. So the next part is those who have dealt with death of a loved one or had the experience of love at first sight know that these are among the most powerful split seconds one can experience. Here is what it is not: repeatable, actionable, falsifiable. So all that means is this: you know exactly what you have experienced, right? Whether it's love at first sight, whether it's going through grief. Why aren't you enough to be able to share the space and communicate and share how you feel, what your thoughts are? That goes down to lack of self-esteem and low self-worth. Let me share what I mean by that. When you're confident and you're courageous and you have high self-esteem, you're not really going to be concerned about what others think or if they'll understand, because you believe in what it is so strongly. So if you don't, the bigger question is, why? What happened for you, not to you? Even though I have the book, What Happened to You, y'all, I done X'd out the two and put FOR. And on our next session, we're going to literally dig deeper into the book, What Happened to You. That's the formal title. Conversations on Trauma, Resilience, and Healing by Dr. Bruce Perry and Oprah Winfrey. This is going to be part 2. So make sure you guys are following LaShana West, of course, and also the Healing While Building Instagram, because that's where the content is going to be. So what happened for you in your life to make you feel? Because it's the thing. Thoughts become feelings. Feelings become actions. And actions are indicative of your results. If you're not showing up or you're not communicating, if we reverse engineer it, it's because of how you feel. And how you feel is because of what you're thinking. I don't know if that went over your head. If it did, DM me, be like, LaShana, can you break that down? Okay? So we have to get to the root cause of why do we feel this way? What is triggering those thoughts, right? And also, if you're just tuning in, let me introduce myself again, because I am on a mission to help 1,000 entrepreneurs and ambitious individuals move the mindset blocks that's stopping them from launching and growing their business so they can live the life that they crave. And whether you're here live on YouTube, Instagram, or watching a replay, if you DM the word breakthrough on Instagram, you literally can book a complimentary clarity call with me. Okay? Because these sessions are great, but it's time for us to move forward and break through. Okay? That was a quick commercial. And so we got to get to the root cause of where these feelings are coming from, right? Why are we thinking that way? And that's why mindset work, mental health, mental wellness is so important. So I want to wrap up with this, okay? What would happen if people held beliefs more loosely, even as they shared them more widely? If we all move just a bit more in that uncomfortable direction, the theater of public opinion might become less savage and more sage. Listen, if you are not subscribed to the Psychology Today, I get their information because I'm on there as a mental health clinician, but you literally can order this. I love the one that they did on confidence and imposter syndrome. But this piece was written by the editor-in-chief. I'm literally just on page 1 on the editor's note. But let's just rewind. What would happen if people held beliefs more loosely, even as they shared them more wisely? Oh my God. The world would be a different place. Rock stars who are literally hiding would come out. You would no longer be hostage to your thoughts and feelings because you would embrace and leverage your power and your story so everyone else can learn more about you. And also, your story is not even for you. That's a whole nother thing, y'all. Our story is not for us. Our story is our glory. But the ego tells us, oh, I'm going to keep it to myself. It makes you shameful of it. But guess what? It's time for you to release. It's time for you to get out of your own way. Walk full in your power. And be the person that you know that you can be. And if I'm talking to you, drop me a me in the comments. Because one thing about me, y'all, I'm so obedient that I don't have a script. I literally said, you know what? I'm going to my content space. I'm creating today. I'm going to talk about, I literally just figured out what I was going to talk about. And I don't even know who it's for, but I believe that it is for you. And if it's not for you, something is going to trigger your brain to where you send it to someone else that it's for. But because I am solely fixated on the impact and not the end result, that's literally why I've been able to leave corporate and build my coaching business and scale past the multiple six-figure range by myself for the first time in my life, even with 2 master's degrees and a bachelor's degree, guys. And so if you look at my bio on Instagram, it says, I help you go from corporate to coaching by shifting your mindset and building the confidence to live the life that you crave. That's literally what I'm doing. Whether you're already a coach or you're in corporate and you don't know, I literally will help you fast track where you are from a mindset standpoint. Okay? So listen, I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this was helpful, when I post a replay, share, because I am on a mission to help 1,000 ambitious entrepreneurs break through and break out of what's been holding them back. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time on Healing While Building.